It's been well documented that in the 90s, Marvel's most popular artists set out to grab some respect, the brass ring, and a fistful of dollars when they launched Image Comics. It was to be my generation's premier comic book universe. They sort of cornered the market on badass characters with big guns, sex appeal, and extremely awesome names and abilities, battling through cutting-edge action and high-stakes drama. I'm not sure if it was that pouches went out of style, or the fact that there were only a handful of creators that could stick to a schedule, but it became a little more than a passing fad. One I hadn't thought a lot about over the years, but thanks to the Wizards podcast I came to realize that while there were a few exceptions, an awful lot of those image characters were nothing more than analogs to the big two. While it was a bit disheartening to realize at first, it was not hard at all to come to terms with. That sort of thing has been happening since the first superhero was created. Everyone wanted a piece of the action, and by action I mean profits. That almost always having been the case, no one could blame Jim Lee if profits were at least partly on his mind when he sold his Image Wildstorm characters to DC Comics in 1999. Profits, in exchange for a safe place his characters could thrive in. It was an even swap, one that any creator could surely live with. As they occupied their own Earth in DC's multiverse, complete with their own events and guest spots in mainline DC books as well, it was safe to say the Wildstorm characters were thriving. At least for a while. In 2020, DC started introducing the Wildstorm characters into their main continuity. Since then, results have varied. Batman Volume 3 number 101 saw the mainline continuity appearance of Grifter as a bodyguard for Lucius Fox. Meanwhile, DC Comics published Superman and the Authority, which successfully integrated fan-favorite couple, Apollo and Midnighter, as members of Superman's new team. Seems to me that if you have characters that you really want to get over with the audience, having them play second fiddle to your two biggest, most beloved characters kind of feels counterproductive. It becomes painfully obvious, pretty quickly, that they will never be on equal footing. But you don't have to take my word for it, go ask them. The story could be written by the very best writer around, but I doubt any of us would ever believe that, of all the Wildstorm characters, Grifter would best Batman in a fight. Or that Apollo and Midnighter have a snowball's chance in hell at being MVPs when they are on a team that has fucking Superman on it. Having the Wildstorm characters mingle around with deeper cut heroes and villains in the DC universe would have been a better introduction. They could have been used to beef up already established rogue galleries or form new and unusual alliances before heading up to meet the world's finest. Spartan, for instance. You remember Spartan, don't you? Field leader of the Wildcats, biosynthetic humanoid with superhuman strength and speed capable of energy projection. Seems like someone T.O. Morrow would take quite a bit of interest in. Maybe they thought he'd have great banter with Batman, but I have a sneaking suspicion that there is greater story potential by putting the previously mentioned Grifter with Green Arrow. Since Zealot and her Coda sisters are 100% an analog to the Amazons of the Themyscira, I see no reason to not lean into that and make them rivals. Their existence could be a secret withheld from Diana, one that her mother the Queen reveals to Donna Troy in preparation for a secret mission. How about a Wildstorm crisis, one that the iconic DC characters, even Batman, succumb to until the Wildstorm heroes step up and save the day? That would be a great way to showcase these characters. I mean, Batman would have to be knocked down a peg or two, but you know what they say.
You can't make an omelette without breaking some eggs.
I did a lot of bagging and bitching in this video. That's because I believe there is so much good that could come with integrating the house that Jim Lee built into DC. I really don't think the current creative team has a clue with the Wildstorm characters. And, until they get one, I'll be here dreaming of stories that see all of these fantastic characters flourish together. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care, read comics.